Yes, I know what you're thinking. Michael, I didn't think you'd own something as dashing as this beautiful suit here. Well, I'm surprised myself too. And it seems to go well with this bike, in my opinion. After riding it all day in my kind of hood rat hoodie, that I wear on my Harley, it didn't vibe, it didn't click. And so I was scrolling through Instagram and came across, some photos from, distinguished gentlemen. That was the vibe. And so for tonight, I dressed up for this bike. She deserves it. I was lended this motorcycle from BMW Perth for 24 hours, and I was allowed to put some kilometers on it and kind of create some video, create some content for you all, and really get to know the bike, which was great. So I knocked off straight from the dealer and headed a couple hours north and spent about 4 hours just cruising the countryside, up and down the coastline, really get a feel for the bike. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've learned about the bike in the 24 hours that I've been riding it, and kind of give you what I think about it overall as a package, how it fits in the marketplace, and the kind of riders that I think are going to be best suited for this motorcycle. If you haven't already, subscribe, and let's dive in to the BMW R18 Cruiser.
You better start moving and feel the music. Get your groove on and let it use you. When you feel the fire and you know it's right, pure desire, just hold on tight.
I think it's only appropriate that we start this off by talking about the design and build quality of the R18 Classic. It is without a doubt one of the most beautiful motorcycles on the road and appeals to riders and non-riders alike. Sticking to their heritage, BMW have kept the motorcycle distinctly in line with the 1936 R5. The new R18 throws back to a simpler time and puts the motor back in motorcycle, with its iconic air-cooled cylinders sticking out the sides. Couple this with a stellar fit and finish, and the BMW places second to none in this department. The black flaked out paint shimmers under the light, and the pinstriping nods back to its predecessors. And the solid feel of every component, from the handlebars, mirrors, to the hand and foot controls, feel incredible. When stopping for fuel, I was repeatedly asked for photos of the bike. Now with the classic version of the R18, you get the windshield, auxiliary lights, and the saddlebags. The windshield is high quality and offers minimal wobble and is mounted by beautiful chrome components. The auxiliary lights deliver further on the premium look and feel of the bike, whilst working with the headlight to offer an excellent field of view for night riding. The saddlebags, although look great, fall short in comparison to the rest of the bike in my opinion. To begin with, they are far too small for any serious city escape, only just fitting in my camera bag, and I would never squeeze my tent and sleeping bag combo in the bags. On top of this, they are non-lockable, which for me is a deal breaker, and to be honest, a bit of a disappointment as this is factory equipment. Let's move on to the engine and ride of the motorcycle, because BMW delivers something it seems no one was asking for. That is soul, connection, and instinct. Something us Harley riders have been harping on about for a while now, and are often laughed out of the pub about from the GS monkey suits. But it seems that the same way Harley wants a piece of the adventure pie, BMW is after a piece of the cruiser pie. BMW has really hit all the marks of a great cruiser engine with their 1800cc Boxer. It has plenty of torque down low and makes for easy, low RPM highway riding and passing. But the Boxer has some boisterous attitude to it too. It likes to kick from side to side under throttle, and the burbling Boxer sounds on decel make you feel like a street racer more than a distinguished gentleman. The power really kicks in from 3000 RPM and sounds great as you try not to get yourself into any trouble. The drivetrain even offers a reverse gear, which I imagine would be great wheeling this lump around in the car park, if only you could get it to work. The bike handles the way you expect a modern 365 kilogram cruiser would. Pretty good. Although it does feel heavy and tippy at stationary and slow speeds, once moving the bike feels extremely well balanced, both out on the highway and through corners. The suspension is comfortable, removing road chatter and doing a good job at soaking up imperfections and still allowing you to feel planted in a corner or roundabout. The brakes are adequate, though the dual fronts were slightly underachieving in my opinion, as I would have to squeeze halfway through the actuation to find the good bite from the brakes. A feeling that is admittedly great for gentle cruising and city riding, but not so much for harder braking. The ergonomics of the R18 is where BMW could lose potential cruiser customers. It's not that it's uncomfortable, it's just different. I'm happy to say the cylinders didn't bother me by my legs. The mid-controls felt great, and being mounted lower offered more room and comfort than those on the Harley Lowrider, for example. A concern most Instagram followers asked me when I was out riding. The mid-controls and flat solo seat offer a very upright riding position, and although my legs felt comfortable during the 4-hour road trip, at 6 foot I found myself reaching down towards the bars, presenting some pain between my shoulder blades. I should note that this was also the case with my Harley Davidson Sport Glide, and is nothing a set of risers can't solve. Speaking of modifications, if it were my bike, along with risers, I would also switch out the seat for something with a bit more of a bucket shape and a windshield extension, as I found it to be too short for me. I'd also throw on a sissy bar so I could mount some rear luggage for camping trips. Overall, I have to be honest and admit that I was blown away with the BMW R18. The overall design, build quality, and burbling boxer engine was incredible to ride. It was also clearly a bike that would come with a lot of pride of ownership, as both a piece of art as much as spectacular engineering. So who is the bike for, and how does it compare to a Harley? Well, if a Harley is the kind of bike you throw the girl from the dive bar on the back of, the BMW R18 is the bike you put your lovely wife of 10 years on the back of. The BMW is elegant, refined, mature, and polished. A gentleman's bike for everyday commuting, cafe hopping, city cruising, ready to escape on the weekends to a lovely bed and breakfast. Whilst Harley riders like me will be left pitching tents in the dirt, drinking dry the country pubs, and getting in fights with local meth heads. You pick your poison.
So it has been an awesome 24 hours with this bike. I've had a lot of fun with it. Things that I really love about the bike, things that don't quite suit me as a rider, but definitely will suit others. But I want to say just a huge thank you to Wes and the team at BMW Perth for kind of trusting me with this beautiful machine and really letting me put it through its paces, giving it a proper test ride for you all, putting some proper kilometers on the bike so we can really feel what this bike is like for what it was made for, crushing miles, commuting, and really just handling lots of different type of riding that's thrown at it. So big thank you to the team there. I really enjoyed riding this bike. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you want to see me ride next? As always, stay safe, keep 2 wheels on the ground, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.